Hi, this is Shanda Rubin, and you're listening to Brothers on Tennis.
Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? This is your boy Isaac.
And this is your boy Bryce.
And we are Brothers on Tennis. And folks, we are 1 week away from Roland Garros, the French Open. I'm pretty excited.
Bryce, did you call it the French Open?
Well, I call it Roland Garros first.
No, it's neither. It's the Nadal Open. Get it right. The Nadal
That is true.
Open.
It sure enough will be true if he can crown this number 14. Because I'm trying to tell you, brother.
It don't matter. He ain't got to get number 14. It is already the Nadal Open.
You are insane. I tell you, man, there is some. I mean, it's just he can't lose there. He just can't lose. So
no,
I'm looking for him to get, what is it, cinco? Is that 15? What's cuarenta cinco? What is 15 in Spanish? Somebody help me.
I just know XIV.
Oh, I think it's quince or something like that.
Oh, XV for 15.
Well, there you go. Well, he gonna get that anyway. So there you go. So yes, we are coming up on the Rafa Nadal Open. It will be fantastic. Who knows what's going to be popping on the ladies' side, but It's going to be good regardless. I'm so excited, Bryce, and honestly, as excited as I am about the French coming up here, I am even excited. I shouldn't say more excited, but I'm also excited about the fact that once it actually ends, we got some grass. I love grass court tennis. I love grass court tennis. So I'm very, very excited about that as well. But we don't want to rush things because, the clay season has been good. It's been very competitive. It's been awesome. So we definitely want to enjoy each and every moment that we have of this week and the Grand Slam coming. So, yeah, man, I'm excited.
So, you want to do our pay our locker room bill?
That's right. Yes, gotta pay the bills, folks. And if you don't know what we're talking about the locker room app, which is what you are listening to this on. If you are listening to this as a podcast, understand that it is locker room is the place where you should be. Come join us. It is definitely the spot for all sports fans. You want to come and just enjoy talking sports with others that have a similar like. This is definitely the app to do it on. It's available via all Apple products. Right now, they're doing a beta with Android. We'll hopefully hear more about the expansion of that soon. But once again, get on the Locker Room app if you are not already on it, and come join Bryce and myself, and we can talk tennis.
Yeah, and you know what? And I don't know if we've talked much about this either, but Locker Room is now a part of the Spotify family.
That's right. We haven't actually said much about that.
Yeah, so good things to come.
That's right. Lots.
Wink. Wink. All right. So anyway, enough of us clowning. Let's actually get into the tennis. We're gonna talk about all the good tennis that happened last week. We're going to do a bit of a preview of what's coming up this week. We're going to get a couple of you to come up and chat with us a little bit. Let's get the ball rolling. And you know what? I don't even want to play around, Isaac. Let's just start where we need to start. I titled this room Coco's House.
Right.
I don't think anybody, not her, not her daddy, not her mama, not, Murata Glue, nobody would have predicted last week that Coco Gauff was going to walk away with both the singles and the doubles title.
Right.
Speak on it, my friend.
Listen, bruh, I tell you what, talk about impressive. And I can't remember. We were on the Locker Room app a while back. And I can't remember who it was, but somebody was actually kind of like, not sure about Coco, not really as impressed. And, I shuddered when I heard those words. And I mean, to me, I feel like this is yet another incredible step in her journey of becoming, just the what I would consider to be one of the top American female players going forward. I mean, she did the thing this tournament, bruh. I mean, she got up in there, and I mean, first of all, she she got a hold of Camila Giorgi, which is not an easy feat. Well, first of all, we should also give Kyah Kanepi some love, because Kanepi is not someone that you joke around with. She could take the racket out of any of the ladies' hands.
Right.
And she got past her in two tight tie breaks. And then she got a hold of Camila Giorgi and was like, "Anybody scared of you? Just we can. I'll meet you in that dark alleyway.
Right.
Ain't nobody scared of you, girl." Got up on her, and then got up on her, on one of her junior foes who she used to battle with, Anna Samova, and was like, "Baby, my game has grown."
Right.
And gave her, 3-3, and was like, "Peace out." And I mean, and so Bryce, okay, here's what I want to throw at you, because I went to school and I majored in computer science and mathematics, right?
Right.
Okay, so here's what I have to ask you. So if Siniakova beat Serena and Coco Gauff beat Siniakova,
see, stop.
Does that mean that Coco Gauff can beat Serena Williams?
Wait a minute, and
pontificate.
My mom being the math teacher, I think that's the transitive property.
I like that.
I think that might be it. I'm out of my math days myself, but
there you go.
if that's the case, then that's the truth, because I'm telling you what. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. I hear my mom coming downstairs. So she gave me the thumbs up. It's the transitive property.
Yes, and AJ put it in there too. He said transitive. Yes.
Okay, all right. So I didn't sleep through class. So, I did my thing. But you know what? The thing that I absolutely love about Coco Gauff right now is, and I mentioned this, and I just want to give a quick shout out. Last night, we were a part of a podcast parlay with our good friends at the Net Podcast. Please go check it out. It's a couple of hours of good fun.
Yes.
You can find it. Well, we have links to it from our Instagram post, but it is on the At the Net podcast YouTube channel. Please go check it out. But one of the things that I mentioned last night is tennis is one of the absolute worst sports about hyping folks up. Right. I mean, folks win 1 or 2 matches in a row, and the next thing they gonna be number 1 by the end of the year. And but Coco Gauff for me is one of those rare examples of someone who not only lives up to every ounce of the hype she has gotten, but to me has actually exceeded it. And that's crazy considering how much hype she had.
I know, right?
Coming in, right? And so the thing that I love about her is that you continually see the improvement in her game. And I mean, everything about, let's just break it down. Everything that Coco's got surrounding her is amazing, right?
Yes.
Number one, she appears to be a very mature young lady, very well spoken, very composed. Love that about her. She seems to have the most supportive parents on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
She's got Roger Federer's top 8 management company behind her. Right. She's got training facilities from Serena's coach, Muratoglu. She's part of the Muratoglu camp.
Mm-hmm.
She has, you never count her out. She has a fight at such a young age. Right. I mean, how many, they mentioned her record in 3-set matches, and it was like insane already. And the other thing that I'm really loving about her, things that I saw about her game that caused me issues, like, I was talking about that forehand. Mm-hmm. And that forehand is starting to look real good. It's nice and heavy and good spin. And You know, and some people may want to bring up the double faults. Actually, the double faults right now are at an acceptable place for me because she goes for her second serve.
Right.
She doesn't have a
Right.
powder puff second serve. So when you go for your second serve, you're going to hit a few double faults. And right now, I don't think for a while there, she was hitting more than she should. But
Right.
now I don't think it's really costing her games anymore the way it used to. And then probably one of the most amazing things about her and her game that even some of your most seasoned pros don't have a handle on is she's getting to that point where not only is she consistently beating the people she's supposed to beat, but she's coupling that with everybody is scared of her. She's beating top 10 people, top 20 people. And the last thing I'll say, because I'll turn it over because I know I'm talking a lot,
No, it's good.
Is that the focus and the balance that she has at such an early age right now on singles and doubles. And I love that she has a ride or die for doubles already.
Right.
I mean, what is there not to love about her and her current situation?
I am right there with you, brother. 100%. I mean, she to me showed me a lot, and you spoke on that forehand. To me, that forehand looked so good when she was playing Siniakova, because Siniakova was throwing some stuff at her, and she was responding with pace off of her forehand, and that is something that I hadn't seen a lot of. It was mainly like she would, it was as if she was just trying to keep it in. Whereas it looked like in that match and going forward, she was actually hitting out on it and really trying to get some pace behind it. I was thoroughly impressed. Thoroughly impressed. Yeah. She looks good. And so, Bryce, I'm also going to ask you this question: if Wang Xiang beats Sloane Stephens and Coco Gauff be Wang Xiang, does that mean Coco Gauff could beat Sloane Stephens? I just want to understand. I'm gonna keep throwing it at you. Yes, I am.
I would say so. And I'm glad you brought that up because I know we had talked and we were really looking forward to a potential Sloane Coco final.
Yes.
But guess what? Sloane didn't deserve to be there.
She did not, based on how she let go of that second set against Wang Xiang.
No.
That was just I don't understand that. When you're up 5-1, you can't let no set go. You can't let a set like that go. That is just unacceptable. And to let her come back, get it into a tie break, and then spank you up in the tie break, I'm sorry. That is just Sloane really disappointed me on that one because I was like, yes, she's about to get back in this match. She's gonna turn it around, snatch the third set, and Wong was not having any of it. She was like, no, sister.
And you know what? And I want to acknowledge a comment that our good friend Miles is making, which is, although we were disappointed that, we didn't get our Sloane Coco final, that was as close to old Sloane that we've seen in a really long time.
Exactly, because to me, what got me hyped is the fact that she got past Kasatkina. That match was incredible. Yes. That match was wonderful. Sloane showed up because at the end of that set, third set, I was like, "Ooh, Kasatkina," because she been rough this year and she's been on a really good streak. I actually thought that she was going to be more solid towards the end, and Sloane was like, "Nah, sis, I got this." And that was extremely impressive, I gotta say.
Right. And and I thought, and I'm also seeing in the comments that, Sloane, with that very dominant performance over Irani.
Bagels.
Right. That's where I kind of thought, like, you know what? She might actually get to the finals. But our girl was out there singing Everybody Wang Chung tonight, and she said, you know what? let's
right? Kind of getting a boogie on.
Right.
What?
She was like, no, Sloan. We don't want you to get too much too soon.
Right.
So now I will tell you this. Now, Coco will say, we don't need to do all this transitive property stuff for you to understand what time it is between me and Venus Williams. Because I done already showed you what that's about.
I pray to God they don't see each other in no first round, because that's going to be a mess.
Well, and I just wanted to, we're giving, Coco her props. We're giving Sloan her props.
Yes.
But, we can't get out of this tournament without saying,
Let's talk about it.
Venus and Serena combined had a win.
A win.
A win.
A win.
And so let's start with the one who didn't have one. And that is Venus. And I was initially hyped because when she took that first set 7-5, I was like, this is Venus saying, you know what, Shmidlova? No, your streak over me ends here. and Shmidlova was like, Venus, you look real hungry.
She did.
Real hungry. And there was a bakery on the way to the arena. And they had a sale on hibiscus.
They had a sale, Bryce. Yes, they did.
And I got you too.
Got not one.
Because
you really looked hungry. I got you too.
And shame on you, Miles. I see your comment. I ain't gonna repeat it. But but this is the Venus that we have come to know recently, right? I mean,
yeah.
she has good sets at a time.
Right.
And Shmidlova was like, after that first set, she kind of rubbed her eye real good, and she was like, "Oh,
she's like, wait
Serena.
a minute, you're not Serena.
Hold on,
Venus. I know how to play you. Wait a minute." Oh my goodness!
And Valencia, with your images, you gonna make me bust out. You gonna make me bust out.
That image is right. Yes.
Right.
Get that bread ready.
Right. So, I mean, your thoughts, Isaac, with Venus?
Oh man. So, okay, here's what I'm gonna say. We know that Venus has, clay has not necessarily been her surface. I mean, she's been good on very good, in fact, because she made the French Open finals. So, and should have won. But anyway, I don't think that it's her best surface, especially now, because I mean, it requires a lot of moving. And I just don't know that Venus has that level of endurance, if you will. I think she's really ready to get to the grass. I hope that her game and her strokes are right. Because again, I still think back to that Venus that I saw playing in Lexington last year. That Venus will wreck shop at Wimbledon. That Venus will wreck shop. I don't know if we will see that Venus though, and that's what concerns me. But I'm not too stressed out because again, it's clay. I really honestly wasn't expecting much at all from Venus on clay. Now, if she get to grass and she really only plays Wimbledon, I don't know that she's going to play a warm up. She needs to play a warm up, but we'll see.
Right.
But if she doesn't,
she might need to play a challenger.
I quietly, I'm laughing, but in the back of my head, I'm like, you so right though. I mean, right? Get your feel, get your footing, and see what you can do, because I do feel like Venus still has a good shot if she gets on grass, but she's got to get her ground game right. She's got to get her mental right, because you have to imagine her confidence cannot be high after taking all these L's.
Well, and I want to remind you, when Andre Agassi fell out the top 100, he wasn't too good to go down and knock some skulls in a challenger.
Right.
So
that's the truth.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm being honest. If you really trying to get yourself right.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, give us your take, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I just. And I know we haven't gotten to the match she played today yet, but I'm just at the point now where I just need to see Venus flinch for shots. You know, I mean, that's all I need to see at this point. I mean, there were times today where old girl ain't even flinch.
She didn't even flinch, huh?
Right?
He's just like, that's all right.
Yeah. Okay. I was going this way, and I'm not going to even. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and get ready for the next point. You know.
Right.
So I don't know if that has to do with she's lacked confidence. Karima, we're gonna get to you, so we're gonna get to you in a bit.
Yes.
But I don't know if there's any kind of lack of confidence in that knee right now. And maybe that's causing her to not maybe want to change directions or whatever. But like I said, I just need to start seeing some flinching.
Just a little flinch.
Just flinch, you know. So now,
I hear you.
So let's talk Serena. All right,
yeah.
Serena. I was like, okay, this was the right thing to do. We got another tournament in. She beat up on Pagato, who honestly she won 3-2, and I was a little disappointed in that because Pagato ranked 572 in the world. I felt like there should have been some more bread out there.
Right,
but
I agree.
But I wasn't going to complain. It was a victory.
Right.
But Siniakova was like,
She's like, I'm gonna get me a victory today.
Right. I've been watching y'all, and y'all not ready.
And she came out and she played her strong too, man. She played her strong. And I don't know, it just didn't seem like Serena had everything quite clicking. I don't know, Bryce. And then to take a whole biscuit. Ooh.
Right. Well, and you know what I found very interesting is, did you see the quote from Muratoglu?
No, what did he
where
say?
He basically said, he don't expect Serena to win the French.
Oh, I did see that. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. He said, look, we out here and we gonna give it our best shot, but basically clay is not the surface that rewards Serena's strengths.
Mm-hmm.
And, we think she's got a good shot at 24 at some of these other majors, but, I wouldn't put my rent check on.
But I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I think that's Patrick downplaying the fact that she took the males. So she's trying to put that Roger Federer spin on it, if you will. Like we really ain't trying for the French. We know where our our path is. But I do feel like it's a bit different with Serena versus Roger. First of all, you've got the Nadal effect. So I think Roger is very much aware of his standing as far as trying to get him a French Open. But Serena doesn't necessarily have that. And I think that he, in my eyes, is just trying to put a positive spin on it, which kudos to him. That's what a good coach should do. But you can't tell me that Serena was okay taking the losses that she's taken in these two tournaments.
Well, I will tell you this. Based upon what I have seen on the court thus far, Serena can make plans to sightsee the second week of the French if she wants to.
I don't disagree.
I did not see, and especially Isaac, for all that we heard about her training leading up to the French Open,
mm-hmm.
I was very, very, very disappointed in what I saw. I did not see somebody that I felt like, yeah, she's a contender.
Right. I have to agree. I love my girl Serena so much, and it's tough for me to be so picky with her, but
right.
It's just she didn't play the way that I thought she was gonna play, and if I'm being honest
mm-hmm.
with you, and y'all don't be too mad at me, but I'm gonna put it out there. She ain't looked the way I thought she was gonna look either. Because we were hearing some things about her really being super fit and everything, and I don't know that I saw that in the matches that I saw from her. I was expecting to see Serena. Remember that picture Serena took when she was standing on the balance beam or whatever, and she was doing the splits between the two parallel bars. I mean,
she ain't doing those. That's easy. No. Stop. Just stop it. Just stop
it. That's a little bit of what I was expecting. And shame on me for having that high of an expectation, because that was when Serena was like peak Serena. But I guess I was just expecting a little bit more because to me, she didn't look as fit as she had been in Australia, in my opinion. Okay. I feel like when Australia, she looked really, really, really fit and she was moving around really well. Right. Whereas I guess I just didn't see that in these matches. So I don't know, man. I'm like you. I was a little bit disappointed, but again, I'm being picky because I want that 24 for her so badly.
Me too.
But like you said, I'm not thinking it would be a shock if she were to go through there and win the French, in my opinion.
Right. But what I am hoping, and this is the Williams sister fan in me. All right. Mm-hmm. If there is any player on the planet, no matter how they're looking, going into a major, that can go in there and win it.
Yep.
It's Serena, right? Yep. And like we've been saying before, Serena got 3 French Opens. Who else out there got 3?
not a soul, not a one.
Right. So my thing is, I have the two sides of me. I have the realistic side that is like, I got to go with what my eyes see. And my eyes don't have me real confident about her chances. But, the fan in me and also the understanding, like, Serena has the ability to, and you never know we never know what happens in a major. A draw breaks, right? Look, we just saw that Halep had to pull out, right? And Halep would have been considered one of the contenders, right?
Absolutely.
So, so you never know what happens. Some things break right, for Serena. She gets a Pliskova, the kind of good one now on clay. She gets the right people in her way and it can happen. But like I said, I'm not going to hold my breath on this one. I will continue to say, everybody knows we are Federer and Williams sisters. I will continue to say where I have my fingers, my toes, and my eyes crossed are for Wimbledon.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. That is where the rubber meets the road for both of them.
Right.
Well, all 3 of them, basically. Because even Venus, I think if Venus is going to have a run, it's going to be at Wimbledon. That's for sure.
It is, but like I said, she better start flinching first. So anyway, we have spent a whole lot of time on this tournament, but look, congratulations, Coco Gauff, with look. I think it was AJ who said it last night, or maybe, but look, what was it like for Muratoglu last week? He had Coco Gauff clowning in the singles and doubles. He had Tsitsipas clowning. He got his little UTS tournament, on Flex this week. Look, Serena may not be winning, but Patrick's brand is strong.
Patrick is winning.
Right.
Don't slip.
Right. So Isaac, we do want to give a quick shout out. There was another women's 250 tournament going on in Serbia, and Badosa, who, if people have been watching, has been playing some really good ball. I mean, what were your thoughts about her getting her first title?
Yeah, it was awesome that she got her first title. I can't say that I liked how it happened. I don't know if you saw the final. Kanju had to retire, but I guess I don't know. Call me crazy, but if you have to retire, I expect to see some tears or something. And it was at the net, just a gee and ha ha ha. And she got the smiles, and I'm like, baby, wait a minute. You retiring? You need to. I don't know. I didn't like that, to be very honest with you. But that wasn't on Badosa. That was on Kanju. But anyway, props to Badosa. Good for her. She is definitely somebody to look out for because she's playing some really great tennis right now.
She really is. So props to you, Badosa. Looking forward to seeing what you do at the French.
Yes.
So let's jump over to the men from last week because these were 2 really pretty good tournaments we had. We'll start with the one in Geneva where we were all excited to see Roger Federer make his return. I don't know how you felt, Isaac, but I was scared when I saw he was going to be playing Andujar.
Yep.
I was like, Andujar on clay is no joke.
No joke. He's a clay court specialist, if anybody. So,
right.
Yeah, that was definitely not a good, first. Well, it was a second round match, but still, yeah. And he had his footing because he gave he gave Jordan Thomas a bagel in that first match, so he was ready. Yeah, and it was a tough match. I think with Fed though, I honestly believe he's just kind of out there, he's just trying to have some fun and enjoy. Because you saw he did the Saber one time, or
right.
yeah, wasn't it the sneak attack by Federer? So yeah, Saber. So I wonder if his mind was like 100% there. But at the same time, he didn't play bad. I just thought that Andahar was just like, yo, I got opportunity. I can, and he even commented on it. He was like, shoot, I'm going to be telling my kids and grandkids, I beat Federer. He was like, I'm going to take this opportunity. And he did just that.
Right. Yeah. And, and Federer came out and he made the comment, he said, look, y'all, everything I'm doing is really just in preparation for Wimbledon. My season doesn't really officially start until we get on the grass. So, because I think he felt like people were he's stepping out on here and they're automatically expecting for Roger to be Roger of old and that he was going to come and try to, be this and that on clay. He's really just out there for reps. Right now. And he went out there and reinforced that. So, we'll look to see, how Federer is looking come, grass court time. But, it was good to see him back nonetheless. Mm-hmm. But really, this tournament came down to Ruud and Shapovalov. And I'm telling you what, people have been talking about Ruud for a minute now.
Mm-hmm. They have.
And he is really starting to live up to some of that hype. And I was very excited for this final, him and Shapovalov, because Shapovalov has been clowning too. He kind of hit a little rough patch. Mm-hmm. But I think he has started to find his stride. But, we find out this week as he pulls out of the French that he's had a shoulder problem. Mm-hmm. And that has been contributing to some of his issues. So, definitely was sad to hear that. But, I hope the time that he takes off really helps him to get back right, because I truly think he's one of the bright talents in this next gen.
Absolutely agree. Absolutely. Playing some wonderful tennis, So, yeah, I agree with you 100%, B.
So Ruud took the title, and so good for him. And we were excited about that. And then we had another 250 in Lyon, France. And, the Tsitsipas train is still on the track. But let me tell you whose train ain't on the track. And that would be Dominic Thiem.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, you know what, though, bruh? That Cam Norrie has been playing some good ball this season. And I think he's sneaking up on a lot of people.
Yes.
So, yes, he should have won. And it's really bad, the fact that he took a whole biscuit in the second set. But overall, I don't know that that's a horrible loss. It's a bad loss, but not a horrible loss. Because again, Cam Norrie's been clowning of late. And for him to make yet another final, unfortunately couldn't get it done. But he sure did give Karen Hatchinoff a couple breadsticks and was like, he was like, bitch, you look real hungry. I'm going to give you that Russian twist on these breadsticks. And man, come on, dog.
Well, and speaking of Russians, I was really, really disappointed with Karatsev. After he gave Sinner that bagel in the first set to lose, I think we've all been kind of saying the same thing about Karatsev. I totally get it.
Miles. He tired. He's just a little tired. He needs to sit down somewhere and just, go ahead, Bryce. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, I totally get it. This is a new thing for him that he's actually able to get into all these tournaments. But, he's been going like every week, basically, since the Australian Open, and he needs to chill for a minute, right?
Exactly.
So, But then I was salty because if Sinner's going to take out my boy Hatchinoff, how you going to go out the next round
All
to
right.
some
Renderneck.
Rickenbacker or something, whatever his name
Render
is.
Connect or Render Connect, something
Yeah,
like that.
I
But
didn't even
yeah.
take the time to learn how to pronounce it.
Hey, but look out for him though. That dude played actually some pretty good tennis. I mean, he went 3 sets with Emer and took that. He went 3 sets with Sinner, took that, and went 3 sets with Nori. Hell, Hatchinoff couldn't say that.
Yeah, that's nice.
So
Yeah, that's
you know,
true.
so I don't, he first time I saw him, nice game. I'll be looking out for his name a little bit. I'm not going to say I'm on any type of a bandwagon, but he represented himself very, very nicely in those matches. So, but you're right though.
All
Sinner
right.
should not have lost at all to him.
No.
No.
And also on the comeback trail, it was nice to see our boy Gael Monfils get his first win.
That was very good. Very happy to see that.
Yeah, Nishioka wasn't hearing that, but Ville was like, yeah, that's the old Monfils. We can't do nothing with that.
He's like, we can't do nothing with that. But no, that was a good match for him. Glad he got him a W before going into Roland Garros. So, I think that's a very good positive for him. And like I said, he played, Nishioka up to 3 sets, tiebreaker. Nothing to feel sad about.
Right. So here we go. We got Tsitsipas, and he wins the tournament. And he takes out nowhere like he was supposed to in the finals.
Yes.
And we know that Tsitsipas can get it done in these 250s. Mm-hmm. I think he has a very strong record in finals in 250s.
Yep.
But when you get above 250, it get kind of tight on him. And so my question to you.
All right.
Is this year's French Open? Well, first of all, we know he ain't gonna win because it's the Rafael Nadal Open.
Exactly.
But is this gonna be maybe the first time he makes it to like a final? No, if he can be on the opposite side of Nadal.
So, here's what I'm gonna throw at you, bro. I honestly feel like this is going to, and see, here I go stepping down, watch the food lose in the first round. But I feel like Tsitsipas is going to make the semis at a minimum at the French this year.
Okay.
I do. Okay. I'm putting that much strength in him because he's looking confident. He's playing confident. He's walking with some strong swag. I feel like he's got his mind really in a good space. And I think he's going to do some damage at the French Open. Now, who knows what the draw will look like? I'm making this prediction without any type of a draw. But I do feel like just based on how he is looking and based on his confidence, I expect him to be one of the final four.
Right. Okay. Well, I'd love to see it. I really do like Tsitsipas. And I didn't know that clay was going to end up apparently as maybe his best surface. Mm-hmm. But like I said, my big issue with him has been that backhand. And I think the clay slows the game down enough where he has time to really hit it. Mm-hmm. I think he has problems on the faster surfaces hitting that backhand. But on the clay, he has the time. But when he's got time, he can whack it pretty good.
He can hit it. That's right. He's a big boy. He can hit the ball. That's for sure.
So, well, let's do this. Let's just really, really briefly touch on the tournaments that are happening this week so that we can bring some people up to talk.
The only thing I want to just throw out there really quick, because I want to give this young man some shine. Mm-hmm. You got to give Musetti some shine. Musetti had a great tournament this week. He played. He did. I mean, to beat Felix, to beat Korda, he beat Bednay, which is not, But then he took Tsitsipas 3 sets, took the first set, but then got wiped out. Musetti is something to deal with, bro. He looked really good this week. I was very impressed.
I am going to be so interested to see the draw for the Rafael Nadal Open, because because you have all of these players that can end up anywhere, and you're talking about good second and third round matches. I mean, yeah, right. There's a lot of folks out there that can do a little something, and it's going to be interesting to see which ones can do a little something across best of 5 sets.
Exactly. Yeah, that's going to be the toll. That's where we'll see, who's got the fitness and the endurance to really make it happen.
Right.
And I know we're talking about FA. I see some of the comments in here. I actually think Felix will have a good French, even though he has not looked good. I think best 3 of 5 will actually play into his strengths because he is so fit and so strong. I think he's going to do all right at the French.
All right.
Anyway, so yeah, let's jump to the tournaments, bro. Sorry about that.
So let's go to the weakest one first, which is Parma for the guys this week. I mean, top seed is Sonego. I mean, you got Benoit Paire in there, Tommy Paul, Struve. I mean,
yeah,
B
squad.
I'll read on. I'll read on Live Score and see who won that tournament. And then we have another tournament. Let me tell you how many tournaments Serbia got these days.
They sure got a lot, right?
Every time I turn around, they somewhere in Serbia playing. So anyway, they're in Belgrade again. And I was surprised to see Djokovic play the week prior to, a major. But obviously we know why. I mean, it's in Serbia, but still. But interested to see how, Monfils does, our boy Basilashvili, if he's still knocking heads. Larovic finally got a win because he was about to get off the JV squad. He had already been kicked off the varsity squad. He was about to move. He was about to move off JV.
Straight up JV.
Yeah. So anybody else, he's probably going to be gone in the next round against Chardy. But anybody you're interested in this tournament?
Well, honestly, for me, it's all about Monfils. I am hoping that he can kind of, he got that first win last week. I would really love to see him make a final, even though it looks like he might have to face a Delbonis, who has been a little bit hot of late.
Right.
But if he can get past Delbonis in that section, well, again, in Caballes Baena is not, he's pretty good as well. Especially on the clay. But again, it's Gael Monfils. If Gael Monfils plays Gael Monfils tennis, he should make the final. There is no one on that bottom half of the draw that I see should be able to mess with him at all. To me, it would probably be another Djokovic Monfils fight. And yeah, you know how those turn out. But anyway, but I think regardless of that, I do feel like I want to see Monfils do well this tournament. So that's where I'm going to put my coins.
I agree with you. And then on the women, they're in Strasbourg, France. And of course, we've already talked about Venus Williams not flinching today against Kristea.
Lord.
But we did see the return of Andreescu. I was looking for a retirement. I really was. Every point I was looking for her toe to jump up and catch a line or something. I was telling her to duck at the coin toss. I didn't know
you silly dude.
But she won today.
She did. I am fully expecting a Bianca Pegula final.
Well, and speaking of which, Coco Gauff leapfrogged Pegula last week for really that last spot on the Olympics team.
Sure did.
Pegula has really something to play for right now, and I still will continue to say she will need to watch out for Shelby Rogers.
Yeah. Shelby got that big game and everything. I like Shelby a lot. I just think Jessica is like with the big girls. She like I got y'all. You see my record against Pliskova, right? That's what she's gonna be saying to Shelby, and she would be like, "You kind of that same model. You can't move too good, but you strong." Yeah, I know how to deal with that game.
Yeah, I play the Brooke Lindsay Davenports real well.
Right?
I play them real well. Okay. Cause who ain't broke is me.
Right? Right? Who got them what? Bees? As in billions? Come on
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. But we're not talking about the TV show. So, and then
Oh, man.
the last thing I want to call out before we bring some people up here, is like we said, the Patrick Mouratoglou brand is strong.
Yes,
He's
it
got
is.
his UTS mashup going on, and he has Mutet, Taylor Fritz, Dimitrov, Garin, Schwartzman, Bublik, Fonini, and Medvedev playing. Now, granted, we're not putting any, credence in any of this stuff,
Right.
but they're getting it in, getting
Mm-hmm.
some
Getting
strokes,
some
some
reps.
reps in,
Yeah. Yep.
So okay then. So let's do this. Let's bring some people up, and we want to hear your thoughts on whether it's Coco or the tournaments last week, or the Olympic squad, or what's going on this week, or what you think is going to happen at the Rafael Nadal Open. Um, just hit that request to speak and come on up.
Come on up and chat. Love to
Don't
hear from you.
Yeah, and don't be shy. We got some people that want to speak. I know.
Come on now.
Karima, you were trying to get up here early. Wait a minute. Let's see. There's Rhonda. There's Karima. Hello, ladies.
Hi, ladies.
Hello.
And dear sir. Hello.
Hey, Miles.
So anyone, let's start with Karima, since you were trying to get up earlier. What's on your mind? What are you thinking?
Hey guys. Well, you listen, I'm on the Android, so I don't see any chats or whatever. And this is my first time finally catching y'all on Locker Room. So,
Yes.
you
Yes, we
know,
love it.
so I didn't know all the rules. So I'm glad you blasted me the way that you did. Are you taking calls right now? Yeah, well, I was gonna just go back to when y'all were discussing, the queens. And I'm I'm concerned, like, who is this coach of Venus? Like, who is he? Do we know anything about him? I'm just like, is he really setting her up for success? Or because listen, I don't know what went down with her and Wit or whatever, because I thought they had something going. She was doing some, new things. And I don't know this new cat. And then also, I just think we have to temper our expectations when it comes to Serena, because I know our expectations are through the roof. And it's
Right.
like any type of letdown that she has, it's like monumental.
Right.
And it's something that I know that I have to do. I have to, really just bare minimum this joint,
Right.
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 and just so that if she doesn't perform in the way that I, have imagined or whatever, then it's not hitting me to the core. Like, I feel like I take it worse than her, and she out there doing the work.
You're right.
Right.
So, and then you were talking about how we thought that she would be out on how she would be looking physically, just
Yes.
her fit wise. And I think that really had a lot to do with her kit, as the kids call it. I didn't like that tie in the front. I didn't like the color. I just wasn't happy with that particular outfit that was happening. But
It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't doing her
it wasn't
any
flattering.
justice. Yeah.
No, it wasn't. So I was just like, hey, all right, this is some little warm up tournament, so she ain't gonna really pull out the good stuff. But that we don't need to see again. So okay, go ahead.
Right.
I threw a lot out there. Now y'all take it away.
Well,
Oh, I love it.
I do want to just jump in on the Venus coach situation. So her coach is Eric Heitman,
Mm-hmm.
and I will say this: he seems to be a really cool guy. We actually kind
Yeah.
of chat with him a little bit, and he
Oh,
seems like
shucks.
a cool guy. He's another one of these coaches that has kind of come via hitting partner, and as
Mm.
much as I like Eric, um, I tend to see a trend with
Mm-hmm.
coaches that used to be hitting partners.
Right.
And they, and I don't know how I say this.
Don't you dare say that about Sasha. Don't you dare.
Well,
but,
but But it's funny. Isaac knows I sometimes joke as, they're not really coaches. They're really more coordinators. So I'm not sure if that's what's going on or not, but I definitely feel your concern. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. What you got?
No, I'm not saying the thing, Karima. I'm with you. The concern is there. Like I said, for me, that, like you said, temper for Serena, I'm with you there as well as with Venus, because like I said, this clay ain't doing her any justice right now. So we need to get her
Yeah, and
on the
I
grass
think
quickly.
yeah, or I just think maybe like y'all said, some challenger joints. She could just hop on in and get a little doubles action happening to just
Mm-hmm.
wet the whistle
Yep.
a bit more. Because, like you said, she didn't react to anything, and it's just like I'm gonna need a little bit more, sister.
Just a little bit.
Yeah,
Ex-
just a scotch,
e-
So,
exactly. Exactly.
okay,
Well,
good.
so let's hear from Rhonda. Rhonda, what is on your mind?
Well, I think hi everybody. I think Karima covered the Serena aspects pretty well. Karima, I'll be honest with you. I've already been there where I've been so crushed, so disappointed. And then I have to remind myself that she's accomplished so much that's been
Yes,
unprecedented. And
yes.
when we look at her now, what we're expecting from her is something that no one's ever achieved, particularly at her
Mm-hmm.
age, particularly
Mm-hmm.
after having children. So I think, to
Mm-hmm.
your point, we want it more for her than maybe she wants it for herself. And,
Right.
her
Yeah.
body may not be as willing. So my heart's
Mm-hmm.
still there, though. I would love to see it happen. Um, I'm gonna switch gears for a bit to talk about, I guess, similarly Rafa, right? So I'm a total Federer fan, okay? But
Yep.
with that being said, I'm a total I'm in total opposition to that other guy. Um whose name I don't
I
like to speak
love that.
of.
She's like, I will
Wasn't
not
So
that
say his
great?
name. That
Wasn't
was
that great?
Does
awesome.
it rhyme with Pokovich?
yeah, that's the one. I mean, I've never seen myself root harder for anyone to lose in my life. I don't care when he plays. That's all I care is that he loses. And it doesn't have anything to do with his skill or abilities. Is his persona. Bleh. So my question to everyone is, who do you think can really give him the greatest challenge, and also beside him give Rafa the greatest challenge? Who do we think right now?
Ooh.
For Djokovic, I say Aslan Karasev.
That's what was in
I
my
think
mind.
Okay,
I think it's
so
everybody that has shown themselves. Sorry, y'all, I didn't mean to just jump in.
Oh, go ahead, Miles.
I think it's everybody that has shown themselves to be threats, and that's Tsitsipas,
mhm.
team, but with a slight asterisk right now because he doesn't have all the confidence in the world. But he
Yeah,
knows he can beat Djokovic, especially when there's a
Mm-hmm.
surface under his feet. And like you
Yep.
guys said, Karatsev. Did I say Tsitsipas already?
you
Yeah.
did. Yeah,
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
hmm
just the typical guys, everybody except Medvedev.
yeah,
Role
yeah,
play,
Yeah.
yeah,
role play,
yeah,
role
Yeah.
play.
yeah.
Oh,
Right.
Medvedev. He just got a little block right now. It's all right.
Well, in all truthfulness, like even some of the best players have struggled to get their first French for many years, right?
Right.
So
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he'll get there. I believe he'll get there.
Right.
Okay, and what about Rafa?
Nobody.
Nobody. Okay.
Nobody.
And here's my thing.
I
Sing,
was
Isaac.
right there.
And here's my thing. Here's my thing with Rafa. You can catch Rafa on clay occasionally, like we've seen this year in best of three.
Right.
I don't see it in best of five.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't.
He'll figure it out. He will figure it out. On his worst day, he's like, you are not going to take 3 sets off me. The only person that has done that is what's crazy's
Oh,
name?
Soderling.
Yeah, Soderling. That's the only one, because Soderling was crazy, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna put
Oh
it on you
yeah, Robin
today."
Soderling. Yeah.
Yeah, Robert Soderling, but that's it. I just don't see any of the other guys out there being able to do that. I mean, I know we don't like to say his name, but that one, he's probably the one that will come the closest.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and so that's why I took him out because I think he is, and so we really have to hope for the draw to take care of that. Gosh.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, hey, Miles, what did you have on your mind?
I just, I just think
Miles sound
I
like
love
he got a
Miles.
lot. He's like,
I just think the overall consensus that we're just going to let Roger slide, and we kind of expect more from Venus and Serena, although all three of those people are in very similar age categories and kind of accomplishment categories. For
Yep.
some reason, that doesn't tickle my fancy, because it allows him to get away with losses, and people be like, oh, that's not a bad loss. But in terms of, and I know you guys don't like to necessarily compare the two, but why is it deemed that a Pablo Andujar loss for Federer is like, okay, but then a Siniakova loss is like pretty bad? When in my eyes, they neither of them have had their absolute best results on a clay court, but it's almost like Roger gets the even slice all the time, even in the press, and not just you guys, but I just see it in the conversation around both of their losses. Although they are similar, the conversation is just very different.
I mean, I hear your point, Miles. I guess for me with Roger, my thought was he had not been competing for a long time, right? So to like realistically expect him to come in and be match ready, and that was probably the only reason why I gave him a pass. But I understand more broadly, like, the coverage in the media, and everything as it relates to him, relatively speaking. Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I mean, the fact that he came out and said for him his season doesn't start until the grass. He's just out here getting reps. So if that's his mindset, why are we trying to put on him that he's got to win these tournaments, right? So yeah, like I said, he said it best himself. His season starts on the grass, and so that will be the point where I will judge him seriously about his results. Isaac, do you have any thoughts?
No, I mean, because I think you all have said it very well. I think that because Roger again came out and said, "Yo, I'm just out here to swing until I get to the grass." Serena didn't do that. If Serena had said that, I wouldn't think twice about her losing to Siniakova and losing to I forget the other ones. But the fact that she didn't come out with that made me think that, okay, she's low key trying to go after this French Open. And also, Miles, based on what we've heard from our inside source, that was something that was sort of put out there, that she was trying to get her game right to really compete for this French Open. So that, for me specifically, that is why I am measuring the two very differently. Now, had again Serena come out and said, "Yo, I am not even trying to worry about the French Open. I'm trying to get myself right for grass." Boom, I wouldn't have thought twice about these losses.
I hear that. I guess it just comes from a standpoint of not seeing. I mean, just being in tune with you guys, seeing the stuff that we see on Instagram, and her, going to the Moritagalu Academy and doing all this hard work and being one at what are we 1-2 on clay this
Right,
season?
exactly. One and
And
two.
it's not that I had high hopes. I was actually expecting losses, but I was expecting more of like a 3-2, maybe a 4-2, but
Right.
not 1-2.
Right.
Yeah, and again, and I have to say, just to a Siniakova, I, to me, that's just not a good loss in my
They
eyes.
also
She should
they
be able to
also had
handle up
never
on her.
met before, which was kind of surprising. That was their first head-to-head meetup.
Right.
They may have
yeah,
Right.
played. They may have played in doubles, but again,
but
Siniakova
that's
hadn't really
different.
come across in doubles until 2018 was kind of when she found her stride. So
Right.
Serena may have literally never even seen her play or practice with her. So there was that
Hmm
aspect, the aspect of knocking off rust, and I think Bryce, you alluded to it earlier. she's trying to incorporate the stuff that she's been doing and focusing on in this training block instead of, and I think Isaac, you may have said this too, instead of keeping her foundation and just picking the right times to do the stuff that she's worked on. It's almost like there's too many thoughts going on in her head on top of the off court stuff, being a mom, being a brand. There's just too much going on in her head for her to just go out there and play instinct level Serena tennis, which we know if she gets into that mode, can't nobody hang with her.
Can't nobody hang with her.
You know?
Exactly. Right. And hopefully, Miles, if all of that's going on will work itself out in this period, because my hope is that, again, once we get to grass, then, hey, we need to be about it. We need to be all about the W's. And that goes for both Serena and for Fed. They can't play around because they've got a very small window to peak, and they got to get it done. If they're going to get it done, it's going to need to happen in the next month and a half.
I agree. I'm just not in the mood for those think pieces and the ESPN blogs about her needing to retire. If she happens to lose in the first week of the French, I'm just going to be like, oh, y'all watch tennis 2 times a year. Shut up.
Shut up.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you everyone for coming up. We love to get your input in here, and it's good to get that conversation going. But as you know, we have got to make our way over to Instagram for our after show. And right. And to the people that are listening to this show as a podcast, this is your opportunity. Join Locker Room. Come on. You can come up. You can give your opinion, your thoughts. You can try to put me and Isaac on blast. But
will that work out well for you? You can try.
So, we'd love to have you up. But yeah, absolutely. Locker Room. Download it. Get on it. Be about it. Join Brothers on Tennis on it. So, just want to make this announcement. This upcoming Sunday, the French Open, I won't call it the Rafael Nadal Open anymore this week. The French Open actually does start on Sunday. Brothers on Tennis will have a daily update show here on Locker Room at 6:00 p.m. Pacific time. So for all 14 days of the French Open, goodness help us, we will come out here. We will talk about the matches that have happened for the day. We will talk about what are the key matches that are coming up the next day. And we'd love for you to come out and join us. So, Isaac, any final words before we sign off?
I think you said it best.
Well, all right then. Well, thank you, everyone. Join us Sunday for our very first French Open update show. Everyone be safe, and we'll talk to you next week.